Okay, we're going to go ahead and do some practice right now. So I gave you these numbers right here in expanded form, and I want you to go ahead and convert them. I gave them to you in expanded form. I want you to convert them to standard form and use any of the techniques that we used over here on this side of the paper. You can make place value charts, make an addition sentence out of it, or whatever strategy you like the best out of the ones we've seen so far. And I want you to go ahead and convert these expanded form numbers to a standard form. Go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over these and show you what the correct answer is. So on the first one, it's a pretty simple one. It's in order. So I got from 10,000, thousand, hundreds, tens, and ones. So once you get better, you could probably go ahead and do it this way. I've been doing math for quite a while, so I'm pretty good at composing numbers. So I'm going to go ahead. You could start maybe at the lower place value though. So at 8, I know is in the ones place, so I'll go ahead and put that in the ones. I know the tens place is next, so I'll put the 6 there. The hundreds place is next, so I can put the 100 there. Okay, I know there's going to be a comma between my hundreds and thousands place, and there's a 9 right there in the thousands place, and a 4 in the 10,000s place. So that's 49,568. You could use a place value chart too, which is basically kind of how I did that. The ones, tens, hundreds, then ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, so I know this is the units period, and that's the thousands period. And so I can do the 4 in the 10,000s place, the 9 in the thousands place, put a comma right there, have a 5 in the hundreds place, a 6 in the tens place, and an 8 in the ones place. So just another way to get the same answer. We'll go down to this next one here. On the next one, we put it out of order a little bit to maybe confuse you. So whenever you see numbers out of order like that, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and use your place value chart. And we'll do that. So we got the ones, tens, hundreds, that's my units period. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands period. So you can start anywhere. So I got a 3 in the thousands place. So that's right here, the 1,000s place. I have a 1 in the ones place. I have a 6 in the 10,000s place. I have a 4 in the hundreds place. And my 8 is in the tens place. So that is 63,481. Okay, or you could make an addition sentence. And I'll show you how to make an addition sentence. We can start with the first number. We're going to put the first number down. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm running kind of short on space. I'll go ahead and put, I don't recommend you doing this. I just did give myself enough room, but I'm going to make an addition sentence. I'm going to write the numbers just a little bit closer together. So I'm going to write 3,000. I'm going to put my comma there. That kind of helps me keep everything lined up. So basically, whenever we're adding numbers, we want to make sure that our place value is in the right place. Probably the best way to do that is start in the ones place, because the ones place is always going to be the first place value that we're working with. So like on this one, I can go ahead and put my 1 right there. And that's the only digit I have. It's in the ones place. On my 60,000, I could do the same thing. I could go ahead, do 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1 more 0 for the thousands place, and the 6 ends up in the 10,000s place. Okay, and then I have the 400. So there's a 0 in the ones place, 0 in the tens place, and a 4 in the hundreds place. Okay, and then I have my 8 in the tens place. So there's a 0 in the ones place, an 8 in the tens place. Do you see how my place values are all lined up right there? Okay, we're going to do that same thing on this one. I'm going to show you a different strategy for doing it because we have a little bit more room on the bottom. So now I just go ahead and add all my place values up. Have a 1 in the ones place. have an 8 in the tens place, 4 in the hundreds place, 3 in the thousands place, and a 6 in the 10,000s place, 63,481. Okay, we're going to use addition on this one. I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. Okay, the biggest trouble I see with the third graders struggle with when we're adding stuff is not getting place values lined up. So I'm going to show you a little trick to help you make sure your place value is always lined up. Okay, turn your book sideways like this, and we're going to do addition sentences, and we're going to use the lines in the paper to separate our place values. So you can see right here, it got a little bit, since I was writing really small, I didn't have a lot of room. It might be a little bit harder. I know last year your teacher may have showed you to draw lines between your place values like that, which is a good strategy, but sometimes we don't have the steadiest hands. When the paper or when the notebook company made this notebook, they went ahead and gave us lines already, so we're going to use those lines. So we're basically just going to turn our notebook sideways. And I'm going to start with my 90,000, and that's got 5 place values. I want to make sure I get enough lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to write 90,000. And if you look while I'm doing it, none of my digits are touching any of the lines. That kind of helps me. That forces me to go ahead and make it a little bit neater and make sure my place values are lined up. Okay, then I have 500. So that's a 0 in the ones, 0 in the tens, and a 5 in the hundreds. Okay, and you see how it lines up real nice. And then I have 8 in the ones place. So you see how that works out really nice there. Like I said, third grade, that's the biggest issue we have whenever we're adding and subtracting, especially if we're doing multiple numbers, like right here, we're doing 3 different numbers, is keeping the place value lined up. So whenever you're doing computations, use your notebook paper like this. Later on, I'm also teach you how to use grid paper. We're going to start using grid paper a little bit more often because that's one of the tools they give us in the third grade, and it's one of the tools they give us when you take the STAR test. So it's going to be helpful for you to practice that. So I'm adding up the ones place. I have an 8 in the ones place. I look at the tens place. There's 0 in the tens place. I have a 5 in the hundreds place. I'm looking. I have a 0 in the thousands place and a 9 in the 10,000s place. So that's 90,508. So we'll turn it this way and we'll go ahead and make a place value chart. Or we'll do a place value chart just like this too. Basically the same thing. So I got ones, tens, hundreds, and then ones, tens, hundreds for the thousands period. I'll just put a little T there, help me remember. So if I'm looking, I have a 9 in the 10,000s place. I have a 5 in the hundreds place. And I have an 8 in the ones place. That means the remainder of my place values are zeros. So that still gives me 90,508. I want you to go ahead and just go ahead and do a little bit of practice on your own. And we're going to start probably tomorrow working with some numbers all the way in the 100,000s place. So go and do a little bit more practice with converting numbers from expanded form to standard form, which is composing. And we'll talk to you later.